You might be wondering, wait, no spoilers. Today I'm attempting the L challenge by EMS. To complete it, I have to catch every imposter while knowing their exact roles beforehand. But I added one extra rule of my own. I must use the psychological concept of verification to catch at least one imposter, or as I call it, tracking pawn. I'll explain it fully in my next video. For now, let's begin. I instantly headed right, trying to set up a trap. It failed. Because purple was the only one who crossed paths with me, I had no choice but to move back toward the middle. That's when I saw it. Black and blue heading left together. Immediately, I knew this was more than just a clue. It was the perfect chance to create a tracking pawn. Then the lights went out. Moments later, Tan's body was reported by Black. I instantly accused Blue, planting a seed while manipulating Black into giving me information because I knew damn well Black also thought it was Blue. So gaining his trust mentally was part of making him my tracking pawn. And just as predicted, Black gave me everything I needed. Black claimed he saw Blue kill. Blue claimed Black was a shapeshifter. At first, both stories sounded possible, but only one was true. But then I remembered something. Gray was dead too. And the moment I remembered Gray, everything changed, and started thinking about what type of role eliminated Gray. Then it clicked. There wasn't a shapeshifter at all, which meant Blue wasn't seeing a shapeshifter. Blue was the special role, the best imposter role in my opinion. Blue had to be the Phantom, and Gray could only have been killed by one role, the Viper. I immediately announced that Gray was killed by a Viper, planting a seed on the Viper while voting Blue. Unfortunately, the crew voted Black instead. However, Black not being an imposter only made Blue's story look weaker. The next round, I called a meeting and accused Blue again. Blue kept repeating the shapeshifter story again, and again, even while claiming he was confused, which made absolutely no sense. If you're confused, you don't repeat the same story 3 times. Blue even got to the point of only saying my color just to manipulate me, but to an average player, that might have worked. However, I am not just an average player, but I already had my answer. I used my tracking pawn's information. There were only 2 people there, Black and Blue. If a shapeshifter existed, Black would have mentioned it. He never did, not once. Blue was voted out, and just as expected, Blue was an imposter, a Phantom, exactly as predicted. Now only one imposter remained, the Viper. This also made me the most dangerous crewmate alive. So I played carefully. I vented into admin and watched the table. Then the lights went out again. I moved right. That's when I saw Coral heading toward the right side, with Lime following directly behind. A perfect little train. At first, it looked completely normal, but this was phase 2 of tracking pawn. I knew everyone had an alibi, but to be even more precise, I checked the lower left side completely. Since no one was located on the left side, everyone should have been able to witness the kill. Then Lime's body was reported. I already knew who it was, because suddenly the seed I planted earlier started growing. Only one person could have done it. Coral. I explained it over and over in chat. Since I already knew the last imposter was a Viper, I made the crewmates slowly realize the same thing. The story made perfect sense. Coral was voted out. I caught both the Phantom and the Viper. The tracking pawn worked perfectly, and just like that, the L challenge was completed perfectly.